Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. Welcome to the Daily What Ifs. Does 31 Atlas have a message for us? Let's find out. Well, I think I'm here. Am I? Hello, everybody. Had a few little hiccups at the beginning here. Got a little rusty since I haven't been back for a long period of time. And I was sitting there pausing for a few minutes. Hopefully the intro deployed, but hey, that's how it happens here on the visual disturbance side of things. Sometimes the tech savviness, even though I can have it stacked up to the hilltops, I can have technical difficulties. I'm human, okay? I'm human. So does anybody know what's going on in the Atlas side of things? A little rough around the edges at the beginning of this daily what ifs. But yeah, what is going on in our skies, folks? What is really going on? What is happening in our realm today? It's something very, let's just say, nefarious is coming upon our way. A lot of people are talking about it. So I figured I'd jump on the bandwagon and talk about, does the 31 Atlas have a message for us? But before we get into that today, I wanted to direct you guys to a P.O. box, because a lot of people out there, when I seen everybody at SpiracyCon the other day, was asking me if I had address or anything to that level of contact information. So Visual Disturbance P.O. Box 324, Waco, Kentucky 40385. Check it out, give me an opportunity, and I get a chance to hear from you guys. So write me a letter. I appreciate it, and thank you for all the other letters that you guys have blessed me with. So with that being said, let's get in. Oh, one more thing. Daily what ifs. Like I said, I'm a little rusty around the edges tonight with Jillian Stone and David Carrico. They'll be back up the FOJC side of things, and on the DOC channel, the Gates of Hell versus the Marine Kingdom. So if you didn't get a chance to see them at SpiracyCon, they'll be talking about the Marine Kingdom tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you get an opportunity to go check it out on the FOJC side of things and the DOC side, we'll be multicasting that. And that'll be at your all's viewing pleasure. Check it out if you get an opportunity. You'd be glad you did. Well, let's get into it. I think I got everything out of the way as far as the technicalities. Welcome to the Daily What Ifs. The powers that be do not want me to talk about this, have a discussion, or any kind of comprehension of anything on this. Let me get a cup of coffee. So the Atlas, the mothership of the chaos, is coming upon us, folks, and all this insanity. And I seen this on the airways the other day, and I said, you cannot make this stuff up. I was like, what in the world are we trying to do here? How much more insanity some folks out there can, let's just say, dive into some, let's just say, sewage tanks and believe every one of this slop. So let's just talk about it. Let's talk about this today. Did the 31 Atlas transmit a message to Earth? That's a what if. What if moment they did? What if there's something going on? Communications are far, beyond our understanding and our control. And so according to this account that just dropped the other day, the Chilean scientists allegedly intercepted a cryptid Morse code signal beaming from 31 Atlas. Okay. The mysterious interstellar comet currently streaking through our solar system's straight lines toward Earth, confronting some type of, let's just say, decrypted code. And all of a sudden, guess what? Us humans, once our curiosity kicks in, we just have to marvel after the great AI gods and sling it into the AI chamber. And here's what AI translated for us. So the eerie message was, we're on our way. So these interdimensional beings are on our way. I'm going to scoff a few times today, so forgive me for the sarcasm. So the eerie message, they're on our way. We've been watching you. It's the Truman Show, folks. It's the Truman Show. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We're going to be there soon. Let me crank it up. Let me crank up my hyperdrive or my $14,000 billion, whatever, warp drive, and I'll be right there. But then you have all these folks that are in the know, when the UFO community, what have you, and they're talking about interdimensional concepts and hypothesis. And these people are getting hunted and haunted and predator and all these different things, all these different concepts. And people are seeing spiritual applications. So whatever this is, it's coming. And they're saying it's some type of physical sense to it. What is it? What's really going on here? So according to the account, they're on their way, and the coded message also indicating that the probe is already in contact with senior global leadership communication. Whoa, gnarly, dude. Come on, really? And for reasons unknown, okay? And they're not able to share to the public. So it just really gets underneath my skin. Could this lead to the first public contact is what everybody's talking about. Is this true? Is it not? Or what have you? What's going on? It was all over X the other day, so I had to do a what if moment on it. So what if some of this stuff is true? What if some of this stuff is legitimate? Okay, we have these gray alien things that's coming back around this in the story. I've heard everything from the Anunnaki. I've heard everything from every type of concept or reality, every type of comic book theme, every type of little movie, TV show theme that this is supposed to be coming down our realm. Okay, so in a remote viewing team looked into this specific object. Okay, this is what's so strange to me. Okay, and they was blown away by the science out there. They was blown away. We got back, and talked about certain specific things with this remote viewing session. Okay, well, what happened with the remote viewing session, you may ask? Well, here's the evidence. They was talking about particular things with it. What we got, they said, blew out all science understanding out of the water is what they claimed. And what was so strange and bizarre about the whole thing? They went on about a big old tangent about scientists was baffled, and they're talking about once again that this water that is submerged around this so-called ship is 7 to 14 billion years old, older than our solar system. And if you guys have been following me for a long period of time, a lot of this I will not teach. I do not teach in evolution. I do not teach a lot of different things when it comes to cosmological things. I'll talk about different things with energy sources, what have you, but I don't go down the rabbit hole of 14, 17 trillion billion years ago and all this insanity. Okay. And so I don't go down that rabbit hole. I don't go down there because a lot of it, I don't believe it. A lot of this is fluff, okay? So according to some of these remote viewing sessions, okay, one of the first remote viewer said, I saw an ancient civilization, catastrophic floods, and structures buried underwater. The next viewer described a demonic entity, solar flares, and ritualistic ceremonies. The viewer 3 drawed a mechanical object, UFO-like craft, and non-human beings. The fourth viewer saw an energetic vortex and an interdimensional travel. Well, you don't bet me that this video gets flagged because I said interdimensional 1450 different times. Welcome to the insane asylum. They go on about these different things with the viewers, and they also, none of them describe a typical comet. They just talk about specific things that they saw. They talk about advanced technology, non-human intelligence, non-human everything, and energetic phenomenon, catastrophic events, ritualistic human responses. 4 different viewers, remarkably similar themes. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sitting here singing on the remote viewing edge of things either, because we're telepathically communicating with demons. Okay, let's just face the facts. It gets down into the rabbit hole that we go. Hopefully the audio is in good here today, because I had a few tech issues. What happens when the powers that be do not want me to talk about this? So Avi Lobe talks about this. The Harvard astrophysicist Avi Lobe is talking about that the technological possibly is extraterrestrial. Okay. The trajectory is improbable. He's talking about all these statistics and talking about it being coming to our Earth, and then all of a sudden it goes away. It comes to Mars. It goes back around the bend. It comes back up this way. It goes to Venus. It goes to Mars. It goes to Jupiter, and all these upside down things. Okay. I'm not knocking down. I just think it's interesting to me when you can just talk about certain things and you know specifically where they're headed to. Maybe I'm just out of the loop. Maybe I don't have the education. Maybe I don't have the telescope fast enough, or maybe I don't have the vision to be able to speak about these things. Maybe I don't see them, okay, like everybody else does. Like I said, forgive me for scoffing if I am. While certain scientists debate over the remote viewing team and they look at this object blind, they're talking about these interesting concepts and everything that they don't have anything to do. These remote viewers and all these other connections do not understand about anything about this object until they decided to remote view this particular object. So it goes on with Avi Lobe here speaking about different things and different concepts. And if you look down deep into this, he's really saying that to be perfect, it could be just random. It could be just random. And what could it be? I've heard this individual talk about on a podcast too, that they also could tell strategically what these creatures or whatever these things was. I've even heard that they was 7 to 8 foot tall, Anunnaki looking characters. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm like, how do you know specifics? How can you see? Do you have a remote control camera? Has AI gotten so advanced that you was able to put a ring light? Y'all remember me on the Visual Disturbance channel talking about the ring light. If you got an authentic video footage from your ring light there about a year or so ago, you got $1 million if you could authenticate that you had an alien coming to your door. So they must have remote viewing ring doorbells in this craft already. There's a little fun humor there for the daily what ifs. And then also they're talking about they're actually looking at the viewers picked up on human interaction of this object. Okay. They're talking about worship, fear, preparation, and if humanity instinctively knows isn't just a rock flying through space. It goes on. The data suggests the object is connected to ancient civilizations. They say that there's something to it that goes back and bumped in the night, back into antiquity. I've been saying this. I even said this is Conspiracy Con. I was talking about it just very vaguely about this particular object. When I think about these events and stuff that's supposedly supposed to come, you hear about people talking about fear-mongering and thinking about these things are of spiritual applications or what have you. Well, I just will tell you, folks, there's nothing new under the sun. I've said that many times here on this channel. And this 31 Atlas, to me, is going to be something like the Star Kachina, the blue Star Kachina in the Hopi Prophecy. I think it's similar to that. I think the shamans of old talked about these specific things. They talked about certain understandings when the stars and the constellations would align and these different things, these so-called comets would, come into our perspective or what have you, and they would come in close proximity of humans and give humans an upload or a download or however you want to sling that word. And they would literally get information, knowledge, what have you. So you have to ask yourself a question when you see this up on the screen here. I've took specific pictures in the past with my P1000, and I zoom in on these types of orb-like something in the sky, and you have no clue or understanding what they are. We'll claim that they're stars, we'll claim that the constellations, but these things move. So it's interesting right when you're trying to take pictures of them, they'll move and ripple. So there's a ripple effect, there's all kinds of different things. I don't think it's a coincidence, folks. I don't think it's a coincidence. So what if we're looking at something here of a gateway, of a portal? What if we're looking at a signature thing of a nuclear material? Because this is what you hear all the time on these channels and different people with different type of theoretical physicists and different people that have academia stature, okay, that has 14, 15 different degrees. They go up and speak about these things like they touched them last night at the local car dealership. It's insane to me. I guess they went to Area 51, 52, 53, 54, pick your Cadillac converter, Cadillac information, and you drive this thing off like a Vimana back of the days of old, of antiquity. Welcome to the Daily What Ifs. Yeah, a little sarcasm here for this particular broadcast. So they go on and talk about it being a comet. I've heard different things. It's got a blue aura around it, blue hue. And I asked myself two questions when I was down there at SpiracyCon doing my presentation. I didn't bring it up, but I thought about it. And the blue, I maybe mentioned it one moment, but just for a brief 10 seconds. But the blue star Kachina reminds me of this. And I remember the Halley's Comet. And I remember when the shamans of old would talk about the Halley's Comet and talk about that they would communicate in some way or shape or form, DMT, LSD, whatever you want to sling that word, and astral project and start doing the same thing these good old remote viewers did just a few moments ago during this presentation. And when I think about it and I really ponder on the idea, they're getting information, data, whatever you want to call it, rendering the imagery. You're tracking it. Okay, they're using telekinesis, telepathic applications to be able to understand the renderings of this character, this imagery of this comet, okay? But all the experts out there are saying that it's not a comet, okay? So whatever this comet is and whatever is going on, if the AI is literally registering with it, if you're using AI mechanisms to translate this entity or whatever this is, if it's a physical form or what have you, I don't think it's interdimensional, because if it was interdimensional, it'd already be here. Okay, let's just face the facts. Or here's another good term to say: theater. Theater. What if it's all just a bunch of theater, which could possibly be that too? Okay, don't be afraid. Remember what it said. We're on our way. We've been watching you. Don't be afraid. We're going to be there soon. The coded message whenever the AI translated. So here's a good question. Could the AI be deceptive in itself? Or could the AI have communication with whatever it is and they're on the same team? Nothing new under the sun, folks. I've been saying that so many different times, and I don't trust what I'm seeing. Okay, I've never have here in the last, 15, 20 years. Things are not what they seem. When they tell you one thing, it's the total opposite in the opposite direction. 25 steps in the back way, you'll look back and you'll say, man, I got deceived and fooled on that topic. And I think this particular topic with this atlas is a prime example. And when you're trying to explain to the so-called elitist that they threw a little AI sauce on there and translated this eerie message, we are on our way. It's like the Truman Show on steroids, where we're communicating with some type of ridiculousness. So if they're on their way so much and they have their hyperdrives, just kick up the volume a little bit. Get here before the end of October. You all know what October is, right? Halloween and all that. It's interesting that these equinox and these summer solstice and everything, winter solstice, all these different solstices, these things pop up, and then these also, when you have Mr. Lobe here talking about it's going to go in behind the sun and it's going to make its way into a hidden cloaking position, and all of a sudden we are going to be attacked. That's right, folks. That's what they're saying. We're going to be attacked from all forefront, and we don't know where we're at. But AI does. AI is like, don't worry, be happy. We're here to save you. We are on our way. We're peaceful. We are contemplating the plane of existence, just like the FBI files that I showed you guys in the past. It's nothing new in the sun. This is exactly the same rhetoric. The same. It drives a man to crazy town. Speaking of crazy town, Ephesians 6 verse 12, a lot of folks out there that just found my channel, a lot of people think, man, I can't believe you incorporate biblical narratives into your presentations. And speaking of, I just had something crash on my desk that never moves, if you heard that in the background. Speaking of Ephesians 6, that wasn't even... I apologize for that. We did. Good night. But anyways, Ephesians 6 verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wouldn't you guys consider this a high place, a principality, something that we're not wrestling against flesh and blood? We're looking at spiritual applications, manifestation, something going down in Hicktown, in Bluegrass State. We pass along, we marvel at something that is in the dirt, and the archaeologists to come by and just say it's nothing. But, you hear nothing about this particular thing coming in October, November, around my neck of the woods. It's all sunshine and lollipops, just like my uncle would say all the time, and everything is just like garbage can, eat, consume, watch a particular network and sit back and binge watch shows so I can drive my brain into a low cognitive state. Welcome to Ephesians 6 verse 12. I'm so sorry. Well, when you look at these things, you think about it and you really want to know what's really going on, we really just can't process it. I would never sit here on this platform and say I know exactly what's going on. I can see it coming through the astral plane, and I can see everything with the blink of an eye. I am pristine and perfect. I have the longitude, the latitude. I'll tell you where it's going to land, the backyard in Colorado or whatever. And just wait, folks, there's more. Come on. It's like the biggest theater show on earth with this particular topic. When you have petroglyphs and different things that are in the Hopi Prophecy, the Hopi petroglyphs, we have all these different things that's in the skies, come down in different rock formations and everything. And people decide to just take it on as a marveling thing. Oh, yes, that's so great. Bring on the reptilians. Bring them all on. These ancient watercraft. It's interesting to me, folks, that they keep emphasizing that the water's old. Welcome to the psycho ward, okay? They keep saying the water is older than the earth. I got to get some coffee. When the water is 14 billion trillion whatever world you want to live in, toilet bowl, it goes into the opposite side of our tornadic ability to understand these characters that are on here, the Olmecs, the Aztecs, the New Zealand, ancient Egypt. They talk about these crafts. They talk about things that come under the water. Not too long ago, there was an individual that's an oceanographer that literally has high tier clearance, is retired. I'm not going to say any names. Well, I'll say his first name is Tim. He's saying that we haven't even got like 75% of the ocean has not been explored. So guess what? 75%. We have ancient crafts, ancient water, ancient everything. But that old hillbilly, this whole 31 Atlas, it can't make it. It's been taking a long transition. It must be them old ancient ones of old. The Anunnaki must have run out of the right water. Okay. We're talking about the days of Noah. Okay, when they talked about the giants of old had dreams and there was some type of miraculous thing, and then these men got together, these hybridization men built arks, and then I'm not talking about the Bible here, folks. I'm talking about the Samaritans and the Anunnaki traditions. They said there's a crafts, we gotta survive this catastrophic event and float up into oblivion. Well, has anybody ever thought about the marine kingdom, the aqua life, what they're going to be talking about on DOC tonight? I guess it's all figurative language. I guess it's just all make-believe magical world Disney. When they have the TVs and everything and Thoth comes out of the water. Different characters that are in the realm of existence throughout all folklore and mythology. They come out of the water. Poseidon, everything. We're sitting here sucking on Cracker Barrel. Worried about the logo. Okay, you feel me? There's so many different things that is locked down, strategically locked down from the Air Force. You name it. Everything, the Navy, there's locations that we can't go to. We can't even do it. We cannot. They won't let us. We're not at the highest stature. Our intellect and everything is far, far superior. We're not even the superior intellect to them. We are the useless so-called Neanderthals. We're the Denisovians. We can't speak fluent English. You're from Kentucky. Your accent's terrible, Brian. We don't like you. You speak things, you see things differently. On a geometric scale, we hate you. We can't see your fiber optic understanding. Your left hemisphere, your right hemisphere is messed up. We don't like you. We hate you. The end. But these water creatures are going around doing nefarious things throughout antiquity. And the ancient Native Americans was fighting these characters. And then they was marveling after them also when they come up and have all kinds of knowledge. And they look like they're shiny and they're watery, right? They have suits on. But I guess it's all figurative language. I guess it's all folklore. I could go on all day. So what if, and I just talked about this the other day, and I hate to ramble, but I'm going to. So what if the Space Force is not what you think it is? What if you sign up and you look through the eye of a needle, That's a little kickback there. But you're looking through things where your eye is not seeing things clearly. Like Paul says in the Bible, you see things through a foggy lens. What if that's what's going on here? You upload yourself to a VR headset and astral projection you go. Miraculously go through the maze of the ziggurat of your brain into the brain waves of insanity. No joke. It's getting crazy, folks. Getting crazy indeed. I want to say this real quick. The Nunahi, a lot of people talked about this the other day at the Spiracy Con, and I did bring it up. When you see these creatures, these entities that glow and everything, this is the same thing that they're saying. They're saying, hey, there's these entities and I can see them. I can see their hands. I can see that they have 2 fingers, 4 toes, whatever it is. No earlobes, no mouth. They can telepathically remote view them as they sit there and eat their cheese crackers. It's insane. So what if the daily what ifs here today in 2025 of August the 27th, we're talking about the same thing that they're talking about that's in the sky, okay? According to this account with the Cherokee of the Aboriginal people, you have in Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia, Tennessee, all these different places, North Carolina, these ancient alien legends of the Cherokee mythology, the Nunahi beings, when they look like they're all, lit up like a tree with some lights around it, and they have LED lighting, and they're transparent, and they're 8 foot tall and bulletproof. They're invisible and humanoid-like type of beings. They have abilities to teleportation and invisibility and all kinds of telekinesis powers. Well, these things right here live forever. That's what they're called. They're immortals that live forever upon the face of the earth. So what if it's just one big old play on humanity where we're cognitively keep on searching for things that our perception and our brainwaves cannot perceive or handle? What if we can't handle it? And they're trying to push it in our throat, push it down our mouth, push it down our earlobes. We can't even comprehend going to the store without turning our GPS on. So when these things come upon the earth and Project Bluebeam and everything else that comes down, you can label it however you want to label it. This is a spiritual battle, folks. This is a battle of the principalities that I referred to earlier with a spiritual application, not against flesh and blood. They don't need that. They don't need nothing to do with flesh and blood, okay? They don't need to do anything with it. They want to take your soul. That's what they want. Not knocking off on any of the Indian cultures, but some of these Nunahi supposedly was good. Some of them was bad. It's the same thing with the giants of old. There was one tribe of them that was supposedly good, but I still can't really find definite evidence that is legitimate. Speaking of, we have the Malaysia 370. Does anybody know about the orbs come in and snatch these folks up? That's according to the account. Ashton Forbes from X has a huge following. He has been speaking about this 0-point energy, plasmanoid people, everything, and under, okay? So when you have a dark lightning experiment and people go poof because you have 3 orbs coming up and let's just say projecting them somewhere in a teleportation unit. Once again, we have a physical stance, we have a spiritual stance. It's spiritual, magic, what have you, divination, what have you. It's evil because we don't understand it. That's the facts. We shouldn't be playing in the devil's advocate, but we are in the devil's den. The ruler of this world is the devil, and we're trying to map out through it and get to the ultimate goal is Christ. And if anybody makes fun of that on this channel, forgive me, but we're trying to get to the Father, the one that created the soul that's in our temple. Bring on the orbs, bring on the Manhattan 3-4 times. Next week, it'll be the size of the United States. This 31 Atlas, you might as well just call it something totally different. I mean, I'm going to come up with some kind of unique name for this particular craft. Let it come. If that's all they have to do is fear-mongering, and this is all they have in the news and everything, if this is how low everything has gotten, bring it on. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. It's a joke. We're living in the twilight zone of Mary Poppins land with a little Alice in Wonderland mixed in the mix. I'm tired. I really am. When you have characters and people out there talking about these specific things, and you look at it, and I can't, they admitted last year that the CIA mentioned that remote viewing was a thing. They say it's real. They say it's legit. They say that you can do it in your backyard or in your privacy of your closet. It's insane. All the years that's went by all my life, you can read and understand, have understanding. You don't have to go down these dark ways to subject yourself to spiritual things, to give over yourself to spiritual entities. Hello out there, if this is resonating. They didn't teach this to me when I was in the academia world. Hey, do you want to get some telekinesis on today? Here's your manual, okay? They did not do that. They did not. Not one thing. I never heard about it. And now, years ago, I remember seeing my cousin. They was teaching quantum physics and quantum entanglement and everything. And now you skip a few years, about 5 years, 6 years, talking about modern time now. And they don't teach that in the schools of the Bluegrass State and some parts of the county or the Kentucky area, the west side, east side, south, north. And now here we are. I mean, give or take 2030, probably like, let's all go to our remote viewing room. Let's turn the black lights on, or turn the blue light filters on, and let's have a little shindig. Let's participate in conjuring up the psionic beings from interdimensional gateways. That's probably what's going to happen. No joke, folks. I'm sorry to go down that rabbit hole. But until the day that they say that remote view, so you can see what you can find in your cart at Walmart before you get there. If we get to that point, folks, we might as well throw our humanity, throw it all out there in the sludge. And that's what they want. They want us to give up on humanity. And I said it the other day, humanity's on the chopping block. We shouldn't give up. We shouldn't keep giving and giving and giving and taking out, let's just say, giving up the spiritual things and the physical things. It's not good. It's not good. We can't be, let's just say, bamboozled into believing these tactics, this evilness that resides upon our land right now. And I don't know about you guys, but if I see little grays running around and they're talking to me telepathically, I'll just tell you 2 things you can do about this experiment, okay? Here's an experiment for you. Just remember that they're robotic and they're android, okay? Don't be playing with them. Don't be sitting there saying ET phone home. Don't sit there and touch them. All you got to do is probably just get a few little wires from your local Ace Hardware or some other hardware store, and you can probably do a little ping and make them watch them drop, because they're literally robots, okay? Don't interact with these things, and just know that you can probably build an electromagnetic field and they'll start bouncing, okay? They'll start popping and cracking. And then like this individual, like I always say here on the channel, Manukuabu, okay? You got the Manukuabu here. And that's a gray alien. And the Brazilian tribal leaders like Manukuabu, the one that takes them to the inner core of the earth, and they have literally battlefields with these. And they don't like that they take their humans, like their women and children. Same thing back in the Genesis 6 narrative. And we're sitting here worried about a little craft. Well, Manhattan-sized craft is supposedly coming. And guess what? Let's just have some fun here. It probably won't even happen. And then after that, they'll be like, well, we got us another Oumuamua or some other cigar shape that came out of the Mesa at Skinwalker Ranch. Well, that's highly probable, because that stuff over there is more believable at Skinwalker Ranch than this rhetoric that I'm hearing today. If I have to keep going outside and looking around and seeing what kind of stars are doing a little jingle, a little dance in the stars and the cosmological stance, if I have to go out there and listen to all the rhetoric that's online some more, and all these theoretical physicists telling me about that the sewage tanks are blowing up and they're falling out, and there we have a possum stuck in the Hadron Collider, try to weasel out of that one whenever the information is wrong. It's false, okay? But if I said something like that and I say, look, last night I was in my backyard and I shot a laser up in the sky and I seen a Manukuabu appear, and he goes, Brian, I love you. Then I'll say, you don't love me. My family barely loves me. I'm talking about my extended family, biological. I'd be like, we're gonna have this little well, it probably won't go too well. Okay, this good old Kentucky boy probably won't do too well with the Manukuabu saying, I love you, ET phone home. I'll be like, I'm gonna show you home real quick, and it's not good. You're gonna be way out of the way. I can't see good, but once I get a hold of you, my little android friend, I'll make you obsolete. I'll make you disappear, my android friend. Manukuabu on go. Gotta go, Manukuabu. And speaking of the Hopis and everything, when they see little portals, I would throw in those little critters, those little 5 foot, 4 foot android gray aliens in the trash can. Okay, because well, that wouldn't even do it. That probably wouldn't even do it justice. Okay, but yeah, we cannot let our hearts be troubled and fear for these things because it's demonic. It's straight up trash can demonic. And before I move on and talk about this, I spoke about this particular crew that I had the honor to meet. It's SpiracyCon. We talked about the Manukuabu for a minute. Well, the more research I dig into this, is I think it's an antediluvian entity, antediluvian android. Okay, so if you look into today's reality and you see Ultimus, you know the characters, all the different names, you can call it a tinfoil, you know, whatever type of toaster oven you want to call it. They're literally getting used to it. They're getting used to the concept of uploading your consciousness into a android. Same thing happened with these guys. We won't bet me. That's what I'm gravitating to. That these little gray aliens, these Manukuabu, are us from the past. And then you hear these ancient, you know what, folks on the television shows say that they are us from the future, from a time travel mechanism. I have to literally disagree. I think they're from the past. And that's why you see them in the subterranean tunnel systems, and they keep saying they're coming after folks, okay? It's the Genesis 6 narrative once again. The Manukuabu are literally android grays. They are like human stance, human consciousness level. They are robotic with AI mechanisms, and there's a blood component or what have you when it comes to the soul of man. I would say it goes back to the antiquity or even pre-Adamic. When you have the Atlantis narrative, we're talking about down in some deep trenches, folks. I would not say that they're from anything of the future time travel mechanisms, which that's still I'm on the fence with the time travel capabilities. But I would say the Manukuabu and the Greys are from the past, and that's why you hear them all the time looking at abductions and everything and saying, hey, I'm going to abduct, I've got an abduction with a Gray 2 foot, 3 foot, 3.5 foot. It was 4 foot. It had 6 fingers. It turned this way. It turned that way. It showed me a reflection, and then here I am on a slab. They're taking samples, right? That's what the narrative is. The abduction cases are all over the place. It's real, folks. They're trying to get back to what they lost. They're always trying to do something to that level when you look at the abduction cases. It's evil. They shouldn't have messed around and listened to the aircraft, what we got to be hearing now that's going to change humanity for the so-called good. We're on our way, the 31 Atlas. I wonder if this was what happened to these folks way back in the day. I'm talking about the days before Adam and Eve. Was wake up from our little this cognitive dissonance mindset. We're in the trench. We don't give up on our soul or our body. Don't give your temple over to these evil demonic entities that prey upon us. I will not touch it. And I think this Brazilian tribal leader, Indian here, if we met each other in the street, I could not understand a word he said. I could speak Kentuckian. He over there speaking Native American language. But I can tell you right now, if we seen a Gray together in the street or in the backyard trying to take somebody, we would know exactly what to do. And we know exactly that these entities would be taking people to the tunnels, just like the Genesis 6. I'm going to stop talking because I'm rambling on. But welcome to the Daily What Ifs. What if, let's just have fun here. What if this is true, Dwight D. Eisenhower? What if it was true with the Great Decree? What if? Y'all know about that, right? There was a 1960s, I think, in the 60s, with Mr. Dwight here. I think the powers that be would not let him, well, I heard that he vetoed it, that there was something to do with the Greys, that we was going to intermix with them, that we could get a hybridization race. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Well, I heard that there was a certain group of individuals that continued let's just say, the information download and did tests and research and all that. But what do I know? I'm just the guy from the hills and the hollers where the bluegrass grows. But whatever, right? So welcome to insane times. Did the Gray Decree continue on? Who knows? Welcome. If you're just now tuning in, hit the like button, subscribe button. At the beginning of the broadcast, we've had a few little hiccups. That was kind of fun and entertaining. But yeah, welcome to the Gray Crazy World. But yeah, what did Dwight Eisenhower, what did he know? What did Dwight Eisenhower, what did he know? What did he know, folks? Well, I want to get down to it here. We were about 40 minutes in, and I haven't even checked the chat yet. Y'all might think I'm completely went off my rocker. But when it comes to spiritual things and physical things, I cannot help but not sit there. I can't help but not sit there and say, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't care if the trash can, the cylinder shake comes up and drops down in my backyard. And last night, I will tell you this, no joke, I was sitting in the living room, and all of a sudden a helicopter starts circling my house. I'm not making this stuff up. I barely got it on video, and I'll maybe show that. But then, who knows what's going on, whatever. And then it was circling the neighborhood, But I guess there was an electromagnetic field not too far from here, and then the Army depot had to deploy the drones to seek the nuclear material. What do I know, though? And it's getting out of the control. And these little critters that go bump in the night, we go outside and we're scared of a cat that's got claws in the middle of the night that's going to claw you and climb you like a cheetah pet, okay? Literally like on steroids. And we lost our way. But if you see something like this going around, I need your blood sample, just throw some, just throw some electric cables out there and give them something. Just give them a remote control with an IR blaster on it, and maybe they can help, and give them a little laser or something. Maybe they can do something with that. Don't give them your blood, okay? Yeah. So, welcome to the Daily What Ifs. I'm just now getting kind of started. I guess we'll go here for a few hours. No, I'm just kidding. If you haven't got a chance to see Dan will go about 5 hours and still can't get his breath. The man is like a machine. Big shout out to Dan. But let me go on here. I'm going to look at the chat here. Thank y'all for attending with me today. I'm on a little rant. Nothing new in the sun. Brian Norman, that's exactly right. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on going. Let's see here. Where is my water? Hey, it disappeared right in front of me. Maybe that's what fell off the table a minute ago. But let's take a few questions here on our lovely topic here today about the Atlas. This Atlas message. So I'm just going to let you all know, not too long ago, I'm going to try to watch what I say here on this platform, that when there was an individual from another country, he has a big YouTube channel, big following, and there was supposedly online that there was folks that literally had intercepted a TV signal, and all of a sudden radio communications said, Earthlings. They didn't say that, but it was like, we are the Anunnaki. Expect major flooding and catastrophic events. Prepare Earthling Earth dwellers. And then, ironically, all of a sudden, the laser beams that come from the artificial, above us, I'm not going to go there, but, go back and listen to some of the clips I've done in the past, the short and sweet segments. All of a sudden, there's this miraculous, horrifying flooding, and people lose their lives. And then people are just saying, we don't understand why there's 1,000-year floods and all this rhetoric. But then we have we have us a glitch, and the Anunnaki are talking through us through our televisions. I wonder how long they've been talking through our rabbit ears. Okay. Well, anyways. But yeah, so I can only imagine here in October the 28th, 29th, trick-or-treaters, we are here to invade your America. We are the size of Manhattan. Where is the boy from Bluegrass State? He's visually disturbed. I mean, come on, folks. Come on. And we are here. We have come from a long distance. But just ignore the interdimensional concept. Our hyperdrive fell out, and we intercepted the quantum computer that's under the ground in Nevada. That's been thousands and thousands of years old. But what do I know? What do I know? I know I'm getting slap happy. But here's the deal. So what if, does the 31 Atlas have a message for us? Is it legitimate? Is there something here that is something to say to everybody out there in all walks of life? Put your armor on. A lot of people are like, what does that even mean? And when you look at the biblical narrative, look at Ephesians 5, read Ephesians 5. If you've never read the biblical narrative It tells you how to suit up and get ready. I'm not talking about the knights of the old, get your armor out, or the Vikings. Here comes the Greys, and everybody, here comes the Palladians. I tear them down with my arms, We're not here, Valhalla, Oh, man. But at the end of the day, folks, we just need Jesus Christ. The only little thing that people throw out every time, and people don't understand, the only man that died for you. Just think about that. And paid the sin debt. And so you can have a place where you can reside at, where you go, where there's abilities that you have that so far surpass anything that we have of our human understanding. And these Manhattan-sized Vimanas, craft, whatever, Orphanas, Ephas, cigar shape, mua, whatever you want to call it, it'll all fall by the wayside when we get that new body. You feel me, everybody? Because it's getting a little cray-cray out here in our reality. So I don't know about you guys, but I can only imagine like the V show, in 2009, the remake. We are here. They deploy the holographic technology, and I will say this: they'd be like, "We are here to save you. We are here. We have technology to make your body rejuvenate, so you can become like us." It's off to the crazy. It's off to the crazy cracker place. I mean, we're in crazy world. We're in crazy world. It's insane. Everything's insane. Stale crackers everywhere. I mean, the food's gonna be going. I mean, at the rate that we're on here, you probably wouldn't be able to get any crackers on the shelf. I mean, the rate that we're going here into the level of everything being under attack. No wonder they're propagating this up into our existence and saying, "Hey, bow before me, dwellers of the earth." We have been here. We have watched you from far off in the Kuiper Belt astro project, whatever type of 1, 2, 3 barrier of the solar system. And we have been watching you like Jim Carrey off the Truman Show. That's why we put that in your mind in 1998, so y'all could get ready and get used to the Iron Dome. And then speaking of Iron Dome, did y'all see that video I did on the Lady Beatrice, the astronomer that brought up the artificial dome that's above us, and it's doing all kinds of evil things from 1949 to 1958. There's some type of artificial dome grid-like network that is looking like AI has been here for a long time. And I'm down here in the Earth Dweller that's talking hillbilly Kentuckian, and I've got to deal with little grays running around, come out the cracks and crevices, and men's hearts will fail them looking after the things come upon the earth. And here we am, living in the days of Noah 2.0, and humanity is on the chopping block. And that's why I said the other day, can we just be a good human? Can't we just do the right thing? And what if humanity, here we are, daily what ifs, what if humanity just done good for one day? I'm talking about love thy neighbor as thyself, do good for the homeless, take care of everybody, clean the streets of America, wash something, do something, clean a window, do something productive, be successful on something on a certain level, and treat everybody with love, kindness, and empathy. This whole world would change, and when these things come upon the earth, we'd be over here going, what's that? We ain't got time for that. We'd be laughing. They'd be like, we are here. We are 8 foot. We are 7 foot. We are 20 foot. Whatever you want us to be, we're shapeshifters. We dominate you. And we just laugh at them. Get back on your ship and drive out there to your breakaway civilization. Man, just disappear, man. The wheat and the tares have to live together, but I don't want to sit here and have to look at you right now. So why don't you just drive across that ice wall and take off in your little 4,000 billion trillion whatever type of square footage floating craft, and just go haul tail somewhere and let humanity be tillers of the land, and literally continue on loving and worshiping the creator of all. And your day will be up. Your day will come up there, my friend. That's what I'll say. Your day's going to be coming up there when the lake of fire be popping and cracking, and you're worried about walking around here and manipulating mankind like the Truman Show. So yeah, these angels and aliens and demons, they can all just, they can just all kick dust, and it's getting old. So pick up your loins and put the full armor of God on, and get off this crazy insanity. Just don't let your eyes deceive you and your ears get a little tickled and believe this rhetoric. And when it comes, I'll tell you just a little fun fact here. When it comes, gather with your local community. And if something like this was to come, okay, let's just say, for example, here, I gotta watch in the YouTube here. I gotta be respectful because I appreciate YouTube so very much. If we all come together, and the transformers that are on telephone poles, they can do a lot. Okay, they can do a lot when there's something in the sky that's trying to manipulate us. I'm just letting you know, when it comes to mechanisms like that, this good old 1870 technology that's on the telephone pole that you guys have seen that we say is advanced, and those cylinders that's on the telephone pole, they can do a little crack, and stuff can fall out of the sky when it comes to these Nephilim, alien Anunnaki experiments. That's been proven by Tesla, and all you have to do is just have a little fun and not be in fear, and live what God said, and just be good, and stomp on serpents, cut the head off the snake. You feel me? Y'all understand my language here. And but yeah, I just want to tell you all, thank y'all for being part of the Visual Disturbance community. Yeah, it was a little serious, a little serious, humorous broadcast here on the Daily What Ifs. But yeah, what if the Daily What Ifs, what if this is, speaking of, does 31 Atlas have a message for us? So if it happens, folks, and they come over the intercoms and everything, and all the Bluetooth sounds, the speakers come up, and they start, "We are here, we invented you, bow before us." And I'll say, "What'd you say?" They'll be like, "Deploy the blue light, deploy the blue light." We got this one out of the line. He can't see his he'll be dodging. Oh, but yeah, welcome to Daily What Ifs, everybody. I just want to appreciate you all for being here this afternoon here on this random broadcast that I presented today. But I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Brian Norman, bless you, man. Ray, it's good seeing you. There's so many different 2 lamps last hour news. You got me laughing, that emoji. And then Mary, encouraging, God bless you. It's all about frequency. That's correct. Ray's over there. Yeah, so you can go to your local hardware store, get you some copper, get you a little granite, somewhere, some rock quarry somewhere, some granite, a little copper, a little blue, a little red, get you some boards, and wrap yourself around some things, and get you an EMF reader, and get you an EMF hat, and put a little tinfoil wrapping around it. You walk around here like a shine. They'll forget who you are. They'll be like, they are the shiny one. It'd be like a bad sci-fi movie from the 50s and 60s. Man, did you see that guy wrapped up in aluminum foil? And the ancient ones would be like, dang, that Kentucky guy went all out, man. It's like Krypticon on steroids, you know what I'm saying? He come to the party, baby. Oh, but yeah, I wonder if they give me some type of gift if I dressed up as try to dress up as one of them, you know what I mean? So, because I can't get a nano suit, at least I can replicate something, and be like the Knights of the Round Table, when they come down their craft, and it'd be my aluminum foil suit will be reflecting. They'd be like, it's blinding. The man must be one of us. But here's the serious part, folks. Not only is these humans involved, there's humans involved with this. You can guarantee it, okay? Because when you're talking about what we know about the occupants that's on this craft, you're saying they're 7 to 8 foot tall, and you're telling the skin color and everything else, and you're able to tell them, and they're not even talking about remote viewers to that point, you be over there. Y'all be playing. Come on now. There's humans involved with this also, so don't let them get you down. There's somebody out there that's probably laughing right now. I'll be like, this guy, man, he's just getting on my nerves. But, well, that's what the Daily What Ifs is about. But not to get on your nerves, but to be informative and in humorous stance too. But yeah, if this thing shows up in October, and I'm going to tell it to land, And if it's big as Manhattan, it'll take out my whole. It'll take out my whole. We'll have to get it. We'll have to let it set on some big old flat land somewhere. Deploy the wheels, whatever. The airbags. It's been so good meeting you, Brian. You know what I'm saying? Come on, guys. We marvel after things we don't understand. And the biblical narrative has told us what to do. And we are so subjective to, we lie to ourselves to believe that we can do better or do something with some other man's interpretation that leads to sin or leads to a wrong path and leads us down to a dark way. That's it. Facts. So when something comes with a superior intellect, they can speak more fluently than Brian, and they roll up and be like, I can take control of your mind. That kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like what the 3-letter agencies are talking about, telekinesis, telepathic powers and abilities. When Professor X shows up and he says, I'm here to take over everything. You feel me? Does everybody feel what I'm saying? This, people will bow to it. They will bow to it. They will. We've been seeing that. They have showed you that. There's things that have been deployed in the last 5 years that shows that people follow. And that's very scary, okay? Very scary. I'll give you a warning. The Bible talks about this. Do not follow man. Think about it. If an evil man is following an evil entity or an evil alien / angel or a robot, guess what? You'll be led astray if you get in that line. So wake up, everybody. And don't get involved with the Manhattan. Well, I was going to say project, but that's already a thing. So, I'm going to call this the next video, 31 Atlas. I'm going to come up with a unique name. Like the Orphana, the Ifa, the Vimana. I'll come up with a unique name. By the time the information drops next week or a few days or a few hours from now, maybe I can sit here and do a little psionic. I'm joking. Or do a little remote viewing. I'm totally joking. And maybe get some intuition to figure out what is going on and what does the dash look like and how the components to this craft look like. And maybe we can land this thing down here in the bluegrass state and there'll be crickets on the mainstream media. They wouldn't say nothing about it. We would just be getting a green light bulb and put it in your socket because that's what the man said to do. And I'm just going to say it, leave it at that. But anyways, I'm going to keep my mouth shut and I will say this. Before I take questions, TX Hoss is in the house, and I'm on one today. My tech was not working too well at the beginning of this broadcast, and then that didn't really make me mad. I've just been kind of on one today. I've just now got a little bit of rest. My eyes have been killing me the last few days. We had a very successful Spiracy Con. We enjoyed it, and I had to get back on the horse, so to speak, and speak about this particular topic because it's insane in the membrane, literally. So I'm going to take a few questions in the chat here. What is a seat? Whoa. That's exactly right. Yeah, this Feast of the Trumpets. I get it. Yeah, I'm hearing you. September, good time to be awake. That's right. Come on now. Brian Norman, roll out the field chalk. Yeah. Hippie Hebrew Homestead, it's good seeing you, my friend. I haven't seen you for a long time. Everybody's always giving me a hard time over that milk truck. That milk truck's long gone. That's 2019. That milk's expired and it's probably buried somewhere in a junkyard. Yeah. Well, yeah, here's the thing that they won't tell you. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you, hippie Hebrew. Yeah. I just want to thank you all so very much for being here. And I want to say this too, like I said, Spiracy Con. I thank you all for believing in me. And I'm trying to do my purpose. I'm trying to have purpose in this world. And with the infirmities that I have going on, I'm trying to really push through and be a light to a crippled old world. This it's just crippled, man. Everything's crippled. Everything's evil. And you can just see it. You can just see it and sense it. There's so much discernment meters going off every which way. And we've been lied to about a lot, okay? And I'm trying what's left of what my brain has in it in my eyeballs and my balance. I'm trying my best to really shine a light of Jesus Christ across the airways in this insanity world and give it all I got for what's left. So I was making a comment the other day. I gotta give y'all a little insight here what happened at SpiracyCon. So Dan Bedondi, he drove me somewhere to the Stonehenge in Kentucky, and we had Aaron Junkins, the archaeologist, the Maverick, will be on the Visual Disturbance channel here very soon. So look out for that interview. That's going to be happening, and that's in the works. So Aaron Junkins, big shout out to you, my friend. But we was laughing so hard on the way back because we got detoured. We got detoured to get back to the main event at the convention center where SpiracyCon was being held. And let's just say there was anomalies. GPS is going crazy. We couldn't even think what was going on. We couldn't even articulate how to get to the gas station, more or less anything, because we had this guy from Rhode Island driving around in an unknown territory with a rental, and then I had the archaeologist in the back, and it didn't make me look too good, okay? Especially knowing these streets and everything. And I'm just letting some guy that doesn't even know about these streets take me about 30 minutes out. But we had a good time and everything, but I forgot where I was headed with that. But hey, welcome to the Daily What Ifs. But I will say there was a lot of weirdness with that, but a lot of fun times with that also. And we just had a good old time trying to cut up and have a good time. So it was nothing but the whole thing was just kindness, and everybody was just laughing and having fun. There was entertainment. Everybody was it just felt like a really good place to fellowship. And a lot of people out there that didn't even know what was or what is. There was some people just walked in off the street and was like, what is this place? And I was like, that's exactly right, because we're going to show y'all what this is about, and we just had a good time. But yeah, it was really fun and entertaining, especially with around those guys, and get to meet a lot of different people in different walks of life in this world. So, yeah, it's just interesting. But yeah, Brian Norman, God bless you, and keep your head on a swivel, man. One time somebody said in a comment, "What does it mean to have your head on a swivel?" Well, that's not, like I said earlier one time on a show, that doesn't mean you turn your head around and get it stuck, okay? And if you can do that, please let me know. If you can turn your head around backwards and flip it back around again, I need to have you on the show, okay? We need to have a talk on the show about why your head can spin in a 360 and turn back around. Because if I turn mine barely, my neck's so stiff, I'll end up having to have some icy hot or what have you. There'll be something happen. I'll have muscle spasm and I'll probably pass out. So, but yeah, grants for goals. Thank you. Will, bless you. Later to the party. That's all right. Oh, and let's see. I'll be running for the hills. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, folks. I mean, this is crazy. And like every time you turn around, you folks out there just like, so I think y'all understand that's watching this as viewers out there. Y'all are very very intelligent. When you have this particular thing that's coming, supposedly, and all of a sudden, miraculously, one of the favorite iconic Americana restaurants goes on the chopping block and can't get the logo messed. It's all jacked up, and there's people like, up in battle, up in arms pretty much, and it's tar and feather kind of moment, you know what I'm saying? And for real, like, it was crazy around here. People getting crazy, okay, and all over America, even the certain someone got online and said, hey, you got to change your logo back, and then meanwhile, deploy the Atlas. You know what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, the AI translated the message while we can't get a Cracker Barrel lined out. You know what I mean? We're all up in arms in Cracker Barrel, and come October, November, when the great reveal of the Disclosure Project. I mean, seriously. And like I said at SpiracyCon the other day, everybody get your blue tarps out. If you ever want to go and protest something, protest the great giant Manhattan large size 31 Atlas and get your blue laser, detector and your blue laser tarp. And a blue tarp will go a long way. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That would be me. Folks. I'd be in the middle of it with a blue tarp. It'd be all shiny. We can't get him. We can't get him, folks. We're supposed to be able to get him telepathically. We can't sap his brain. A little fun humor here on the Visual Disturbance channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do if you get an opportunity. Welcome to the live stream here. It's been a while since been live here, and I just really appreciate you all being here like from the beginning. I've met somebody the other day, and I remember her name now. I did for a few moments and it just left me, but I thought it started with a K. But she had been watching since the first time I've ever went live on here, the very first time. And she's been there since the beginning here, the Visual Disturbance channel. And I usually don't brag about things, but we are, I would love one day to look back and see 20,000, subscribers. And it's not about subscribers. It's not about likes. It's about the message. It's about getting out that the Godhead, the Trinity, literally the Holy Spirit, Jesus resided in us. Okay. The Holy Ghost is guiding us through truth and knowledge. And we have the biblical narrative here to speak, and we are ordained to speak to all things, all walks of life, even these created beings or whatever they are, the Nephilim, the angels is coming out of the chute, the probes or whatever they are coming out of this silly, whatever this rhetoric is, this narrative that's coming down the UFO phenomenon. And we have the ability to tread on serpents and become literally like the sons of God was back in the day because of what Jesus Christ did in Golgotha, at the Calvary, at the cross. So remember that. If you haven't ever studied that, that's what the sons of God are relating to when it comes into the New Testament. We become that because of what Jesus did. So just get a little of that, get a little bit of the biblical narrative in this daily what ifs. I usually don't incorporate that much, but I pray to God that you all enjoyed this very much. I stumbled over my words at the beginning because I'm sitting there staring probably like a robot, like I've been abducted, but I kid you not, the powers that be in the intro did not deploy properly. But it must have been, they must have almost got me. Pew, pew, pew. A little laser sauce there. But yeah, watch out, everybody. And I can't wait to the next one. But yeah, welcome to the Daily What Ifs. And yeah, Two Lamps, Last Hour News, Brian, the Blue Roof. That's exactly right. There's some folks coming around here in Kentucky. I don't know about your all local area, and then especially in Tennessee. They're getting the understanding that they have to paint the roof a little blue. I've been noticing this all over the place. When I get out, I don't get out much. A lot of people don't believe that, but a lot of people are painting their blue roofs. They're painting them blue, or they're getting metal aluminum. They're not using shingles. Well, one case I did see somebody spraying it with shingles. Get you good old can of spray paint, You remember, folks, a little spray make you go cray. So yeah, it goes on both. That goes to both examples. Okay, so can of spray or the spray. So either way, it's not good. Okay, but could you imagine everybody having blue roofs and by 2030, and then they'll come by and say, you can't have a blue roof. I'll just go and I'll start hoarding up a bunch of blue tarps. And like I said at the Conspiracy Con, put a big old logo on it, put a Visual Disturbance or an FOJC logo on it. I'll start selling blue tarps, folks. I'm joking. We'll have blue tarp booths everywhere. Get your blue tarp today. Laser proof. But anyways, I'll quit rambling on here. But I want to thank y'all so very much. And I appreciate y'all so very much. And TX Hoss, I will work on that. I don't know what the problem is with that donation page, but I'll work on that after I get done with this live feed. But I just want to thank you so very much. And I can't express it enough through this screen that I'm trying my best to spread the gospel in a unique way. And sometimes it's received. Sometimes it gets a little off the trail and a little bit out there. But I promise you, my heart is there, and I really want to know that in the day when I take my last breath in this old crazy world, that I served and I did the best I could for everybody out there in this world that I live in with you all, and that Jesus was always spread, the gospel was always spread, and I shouted to the rooftops that nothing got in my way, not this silly Atlas nonsense comet coming down, a little whatever blue star, whatever nonsense. And Jesus was always held up at the high regard above all little g gods. So remember that. Don't forget the prize, and the prize is the King of Kings. Don't forget that. So somebody distracted me, cats, I would paint everything white because what if I change the color? Oh no, I have thought about that. I have thought about that. So if you ever come in my neck of the woods, you see blue paint everywhere. And like Brian Norman said, if we get a little chalk and I have this way to the blue tarp, the blue tarp day, it'd be like, I'll have these, elaborate, like outdoor blue tarp. We'll call it blue tarp day. I wonder if I can get by with that here in Kentucky. Call it Blue Tarp Day and have like a huge like festival for blue tarps. A lot of the locals around here won't even know what I'm doing. But yeah, speaking of visually disturbed, I just want to thank you all so very much for being here on the Daily What Ifs. But here's the question. Does 31 Atlas have a message for us? Like I said earlier, they're on their way, supposedly according to AI, that it's converted into translated language to the English language, that we are being watched and monitored by this large craft that is coming upon us here in October and November. So I guess this is where the fake rapture, this is where everybody's going to get taken up, and just get your blue tarp on and get your discernment meter and put your full armor of God on, and don't fall for the rhetoric. But until next time, I hope, maybe Brian, you have the right idea. It's coming from far side. That TX Hoss, y'all distracted me. And Bermuda Triangle, Hippie Hebrew. Oh, he got me on that one. I was getting ready to conclude the broadcast, and y'all throwing them right out of here, right this way. Yeah, and we are already saved. That's right. That's all right. That Darcy, thank you. God bless you. But yeah, folks, keep it fresh, keep it real. Stay away from the blue laser mail. You know what I'm saying? I got an encrypted language there, but I just want to thank you all so very much. Seriously, thank you. I was almost going to conclude it, but there's people coming in here with questions, and I don't want to ever feel like that I've missed anybody if I can make them out. The visual disturbance Bermuda Triangle program might deploy here by 2030. Just letting you know, Hippie Hebrew, we might get there one day. It depends. Let's see. Let me see here. Yeah. If Mr. Hall, if I could get, I would love to do that. Hippie Hebrew. It's time to go where no milk truck has ever gone before. This is a fun fact. I'm not going sorry to go on a real rant, but this has nothing to do with today's program. But during the SpiritualCon presentation, I'm not kidding you all. Did y'all know that Bigfoot is, he doesn't like milk. He doesn't like nasty old milk. And during the presentation, here's all these people, and here I am standing for a crowd on the stage. And I said, you know what? I've got everybody out there, your Bigfoot enthusiasts, Bigfoot researchers. I found a repellent for Bigfoot, and it's skunk milk. So skunk milk it is. Rotted old milk keeps all the Bigfoots away. All the cryptid creatures, you can put a little spray on you, and you can go out in the woods, and they won't even touch you. So milkmen are immune to the Bigfoot and the UFO sightings. Just drench yourself in some milk today and go out on a 100-degree day and see what happens. The animals, the humans, everybody runs from you. Nobody want to be touched. Nobody want to hug you. Nobody want to talk to you because you stink like skunk milk. So there you go. There's a little fun humor there, and we're going to conclude the program. But I just want to say thank you all to everybody. Don't forget tonight at DOC and the FOJC side, Brother David Carrico and Jillian Stone will be rocking this thing out in the Marine Kingdom in the Gates of Hell versus the Marine Kingdom. Don't forget that if you get that opportunity to watch tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out my P.O. Box. If you want to send me a letter, I really would like to hear from you guys. It would be a blessing to me to hear from you guys. There's been so many people out there that have sent me so many letters and notes that I can't even there's just so many, and it's going to take me a long time to return the letter back. But God bless you all. Check out my P.O. Box. Check out my donation page like TX Hoss was throwing out there. I'll fix the issue. And TX Hoss is cracking me up. Milk is good for you. That must be why they said got milk. Yeah, but the milkman runs through night and day all times and hours, but the milkmen are safe. They're not going to get touched by these beings. So when this Atlas 31 Atlas shows up, and guess what? If it was to show up, let's just have fun here. What if, before we leave, what if it did show up? I can promise you right now, I'll have my blue tarp strapped to my side, my cane for my balance, and then I'll try to have my glasses on if they don't fall off, because there'll be riots in the streets. And I'll spray myself down. I'll go to the local grocery store and I'll be buying gallon milks and pouring it all over me. And I'll probably be the last man standing, because they'd be like, dang, that human stinks. Dang, he reeks, man. But anyways, y'all be blessed. Y'all keep it fresh, keep it real. And until next time, Visual Disturbance, I'm out of here. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to the Daily What If. See you next time. God bless you guys. Keep your eyes on the prize, Jesus Christ, and make sure that you're just a good human. Okay, be a good human. Be a good human for once. Stop the distractions. Get away from all these mechanisms that are literally making it easy for the devil to manipulate you. Get back to humanity. Love humanity. Let's get back on the horse, and let's make sure our ancestors are proud of us. I know they're passed on and gone, but let's make sure our bloodlines and our family tree has one more last chance for humanity. Until next time, Visual Disturbance, I'm out of here. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Share this thing out. Love you guys. Daily What Ifs coming back at you again here very soon. But until next time, Brian of Visual Disturbance, I'm out of here. See you on the next one.